Well, let's go to Jessica, who's on the line in Houston, Texas. Jessica, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Well, I'm calling you today because I've always done what I had to do to support my son. I had him when I was 15, and I just had this drive and no fear because it was like survival. And 17 years later, I am working for a software company, and I have this restlessness in me because I've been introduced to Andy Andrews and Brian Buffini and Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey actually opened the door to all these amazing speakers, to you, and I hear you talk about purpose and significance, and I'm like, I want that. Can I have that? Can I have like this purpose and do something amazing? And so I knew I was going to talk to you for a week, and then I promised you all week I was pumped, and then I thought, no, I think when I call him, he's going to say I'm the one person. No, you stay where you are because you can't do anything else, because I'm like frozen by fear.
Yeah.
I have all this info. The action is what I'm scared of. I'm just scared that I'm like all this time I was like survival, and now I'm like,
But
I guess.
But let me tell you this.
I'm okay.
We're going to dive in. We're going to dive in a second. But let's start with the reality that, Jessica, you had a baby when you were 15. You beat the odds. You know you did. The odds were against you. You beat the odds. You said it yourself. I just survived. So that same 15-year-old girl is now a much more mature, battle-hardened. You've won. You've had some great victories in your life, despite starting out against the odds. So that same young Jessica, that fighter, that survival instinct, it's still there. And now you've got the experience. So I love that you're facing your fear today. Let's take on that, because it's a big, giant lie. And it's doing its best to talk you out even calling the show. So let's start right there. Do you believe that, Jessica, that you are that same fighter you were?
I don't even know anymore. I feel like before, when doors would be slammed, I would just open another one or keep going. But now I don't have that anymore. Like
That's not true.
Now I guess maybe I have more to lose now, maybe.
What do you have to lose?
Know.
Tell me what you have to lose. Because that's what your fear is. You're afraid of losing. You're afraid of failing financially. Is that what it is?
Yeah, probably. Like if I go somewhere else and maybe can't make as much. First of all, like let's say if I go in my purpose and but I can't make as much money. Like I have a family now. Now I have 3 kids and a husband and a house. And
okay, hold on a second. Okay, okay, great. Got it. All right, now we're gonna have fun. This is the speed round. You ready, Jessica?
Yes.
Give me the quick answers. How much does your husband make?
About 33, 34.
Okay, and how much do you make in your current job?
About 50.
Okay, so together you guys are close to 85. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. And you told me you had all the information. So where would you like to go? No limitations, no fears, no insecurities. Just tell me, boom, if you could step out today into something else, what is it?
I like teaching.
Okay.
I like working with kids.
Okay. Teaching what? Well, give me the dream teaching job.
I don't know. I've not broken it down more than that. Like, I'm really good at, I love learning. I love listening to podcasts and gathering information, and I just like giving that information out. So like when I feel high is when like I listen to something from Dave Ramsey, and then I'll tell one of my coworkers, and then I hear them apply that, and or like, oh, this is what you should be doing, or try this, and blah, blah. And I feel good when I pass on information.
Okay. So is that's what you want to do, is teach others?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I was thinking maybe a teacher, but teaching other people's kids is really difficult because you can't discipline them,
Right.
And so that would probably not be a good spot for me because I don't deal with people that can't say like please and thank you and that sort of thing.
Okay, good. Now this is very good. So what about college kids?
I mean, that would probably, maybe I could.
Okay. What about adult, like in a community college setting? I mean, you need to get clear on that. Okay.
Okay.
And so you've been listening to the show. You know what you're best at. What are your top talents?
Organizing, very organized, like administrative things. I could do that well.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. What else? You're a learner. You're very good
yes.
at learning. And let me ask you this, because I know you love to learn, so I'm guessing you're pretty good at retaining information. Do you like the idea of communicating to others?
Yes, I do. I do. When I get scared, but like right now at the job that I'm at, we have new customers that come in that I train them in how to use the software, and that was so outside my comfort zone because I get so just scared that I'm not good enough to talk to people. But then when I start doing it, I get comfortable because I know the software. Like this is something that I know, so I teach people, and I know the ins and outs. So I teach it, but that's just like once every 2 or 3 months.
No, I get that. But what happens to you emotionally when the person you're training goes, "Oh, I got it. Thank you so much, Jessica." What does that do to you?
I feel like hell yeah, I'm supposed to do this.
Yes. Okay. All right. So,
yeah.
Jessica, did you hear that? Did you see how your whole countenance changed? Do you feel how different you feel just talking to me now?
Yeah, I get goosebumps. I was thinking maybe an implementation specialist or something. But then, how do I get there?
How do you get to where? How do you get to where? Say it again.
An implementation specialist. Like I remember when I worked for Texas Children's Hospital, someone from MD Anderson came to train us, and I'm like, I could do something like that, but how do you get there? What is that job even called? Like, what do you training people?
All right. Well, okay. Now here's the deal. This is not as difficult as you're making it. So there's two things going on. One, you're afraid of stepping into something new, and I'm going to close the loop on that momentarily because that's all just a bunch of nonsense. You're not going to go out and starve. You're not going to jump off a cliff tomorrow. Okay. You're going to look for this role, this implementation training specialist. I think you're a trainer at heart. Do you know how many corporations have positions where the person is training the other employees, other team members? Jessica, there's a lot of those positions out there. I think, listen.
College-educated, smart people who know big words that do that kind of thing.
No, not true. Not true at all. That is another lie. Okay?
Okay.
Just be done with that nonsense. You're training people right now. And you do it well, despite your insecurity. You're just only doing it once every couple months. Listen, the idea of teaching has nothing to do with being in a classroom or school environment. It just means I'm instructing. I'm training. You could be in, hundreds of positions, Jessica, where you're just training people. So you asked me, Ken, how do I get there? It starts with this. You ready? I want you to start talking to everybody you know, and then their acquaintances, okay? People at the soccer fields, everybody you run into. Start looking online for positions that are training-based, meaning you are training others on the team because you have a background in that. You love it. It lines up with your talents. It lines up with your passions. Someone will teach you how to train somebody else. So don't go in there going, well, I don't know how to train anybody day one. It's not a problem. They want someone to take a system, a plan, a procedure, and teach it to others. And you get great joy out of training and instructing others. How do you get there? You start looking for where you want to go. Identify multiple positions out there that would allow you to be, in essence, a trainer. And you will train other trainers and train employees. That's what gives you juice. So you look for that and you start going for that. And don't you for a second believe that you're going to starve if it doesn't work. Well, first of all, it's going to work. We know you're good at it. We know you're a solid person of integrity. You've got hard work in you, and you're a fighter. And so you can definitely make the same amount of money, if not more, for your family. So you don't have to worry about failing. You need to worry about never going for it. That's going to be your issue, and that's what's been holding you back.